What is up, folks? I'm IKEA31 here. This is an old game. Almost a month ago I played this, but anyway, this will serve as the backdrop for this video as I'm going to recap the wildcard weekend of the NFL playoffs. Some some interesting things. You had a whole array of stuff. You had some good games. You had some bad games. You had some bad QB play. You had some coaches that need to be fitted for the clown suit. It was a pretty weird wild card weekend, to tell you the truth. Where do I want to start? A lot of ways we can start. Let me start with the collapse in KC. First of all, when we talk about coaches that need to be fitted for the clown suit, this was a weird game in the sense that the coach of the team that collapsed is not the only one who needs to wear the clown suit. I mean, feel free to fit Andy Reid with the orange wig, the rubber nose, the baggy pants, and the oversized floppy shoes. I mean, go all out with that. But you also need to bring a set for Mike Malarkey and for Terry Robisky because they suck too. They're terrible. When you have a collapse of that nature, and we saw this with the Super Bowl last year, in order to win a game like that, you need to be enabled by the other team. The other team has to assist in their own demise because there's just too much that has to go right for you in order to overcome that kind of deficit. I believe it was 21 to 3 at the half. Yeah, it's 21 to 3. Too much has to go for you, has to go in your favor because if the other team literally just hands the ball off every single play and gains 3 yards per carry and punts the ball every possession, you're going to run out of possessions. You're going to run out of time. You're going to be in a situation where the clock is running more often than it's not. You have a long field to cover more often than you don't. You're going to have to use timeouts. You just need an awful lot to go for you. And I'm using an extreme example. No one's going to run the ball every single play in a half, even if they have an 18-point lead. That's just not how the game works. But they damn sure aren't going to give the leading rusher in the league only one carry in the entire second half. Andy Reid is a complete and utter circus clown for doing that. I don't care that Travis Kelsey's out of the game. I don't care. You average near 120 yards rushing per game for the season. You make them defend the run. You make them have to roll 8 guys in the box if they have to and give you a one-on-one shot with Tariq Hill. You cannot have Kareem Hunt finish that game with 11 carries for the game. It can't happen. And we've seen Andy Reid do this before. He's done this over and over and over again. He did that with Brian Westbrook and LaShawn McCoy in Philly, and you saw it again yesterday, and that is why he takes some of the most unfathomable L's that you can imagine in playoff games and why he has come short of winning a championship. It's his fatal flaw. He has this blind spot. Forget about run pass balance. I mean, we all know that the NFL is a throwing league. It's a throw to score, but it's a run to win league as well. You have to be able to run the ball when you have to run it. And he consistently has shown that he gets his balance out of whack when it comes to getting his best players the ball. In big games, he does this all the time in postseason games. But he almost got away with it. He almost got away with it because of the clown suits on the opposing sideline in Mike Malarkey and the clown suit in the press box in Terry Robisky. Marcus Mariota and Derrick Henry pulled that game out of the fire for them despite their best efforts to sabotage it. And more so Mariota. They it's the weirdest thing. They don't seem to they coach the game as if Blake Bortles is their quarterback. They don't seem to understand. They don't seem to think that Marcus Mariota is good. Marcus Mariota is a good quarterback. He has intangibles. He can lead. He can get it done. And they make the guy's job as difficult as humanly possible with a combination of unimaginative play calling and design, horrible route combinations, a general overall lack of not just offensive creativity, but horrible route combinations, a general overall lack of not just offensive creativity, but a lack of understanding of what they have and what he is and what he can do and what he's about. Just terrible. And so that's three clown suits. The fourth clown suit has to go to Sean Payton. Sean Payton had a moment of temporary insanity. Real life is not a video game. You cannot go for it on fourth and short there. You can't do it. You absolutely cannot do it. You cannot risk the slightest chance of anything going wrong there. You punt the damn ball, make the offense go a long field. They got helped out due to the fact that Carolina, I don't remember who the defensive back is, but he went for the INT and they ruled it an interception. I don't know why, but there seems to be a different standard for possession when these guys go for INTs versus receptions. Jalen Ramsey's INT, great play as it was. If that was a receiver who laid out like that, I guarantee you they would have overturned that reception. Same thing with the defensive back with the Panthers with his INT. If that was a wide receiver, they would have ruled that he didn't have control, did not complete the catch motion, incomplete. But I digress. But ultimately, they got bailed out by their defense. Cam Newton, I understand that Cam Newton's personality and the type of quarterback that he is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. I like Cam Newton. That guy is tough as nails. He takes a freaking beating, and he just keeps on coming. The guy, I like him. I'm a Cam Newton guy. The guy was basically concussed, knocked out on his feet, came back in that game, and if it wasn't for Devin Funchess, being hot garbage, might have had a touchdown on that game on that last drive. Bills Jags was a terrible game. Blake Bortles is god awful, and Tyrod Taylor. I like Tyrod Taylor, but Tyrod Taylor is a guy who needs an awful lot of help, more help than he has at his receivers in order to win a game like that. And even then, Tyrod, Tyrod is he's the ultimate QB Rorschach test. What you think about him is largely in the eye of the beholder, and people's perception of him generally does not change. I think he's a guy who's good enough to get you 10 wins, but after that, you kind of hit a wall with him. He has some fatal flaws. He's a guy who reads a little bit slow and who you can bait into things. He protects the ball well when the game is played in its envelope, but when he has to throw it downfield, that's where he breaks down a little bit. But with that being said, I think if Buffalo just ran the ball right at Jacksonville four straight times from the 1 yard line, I think they win that game because the Jags, outside of Blake scrambling, weren't doing a damn thing on offense. But alas, they threw the ball on first down. They got offensive pass interference, which hardly ever gets called. And away you go. They had to settle for three. And the Falcons took care of business against the Rams team. The Rams play like a team that isn't quite ready to win a playoff game yet. So there you go. Love to hear what you guys thought. Talk to you all later. Peace.